such a wreck.
Hey Geekscapists, with Valentine's Day around the corner, we've decided to hook you up. Geekscape has partnered with the video dating app Filter Off to bring you a free and fun video speed dating event on Saturday, February 13th. To take part, all you've got to do is download the Filter Off dating app to your smartphone. Find the Geekscape event and RSVP with the code GeeksLove2. That's TOO, because we do love to. You don't have to wait until Valentine's to use the app either. It's fun and free, and Matt Kelly has already racked up a ton of dates on it, so what have you got to lose? Download Filter Off, and we'll see you on February 13th. Geekscape forever.
Oh my god, Matt's not in the room. Let's talk shit on him. Let's talk shit on Producer Bat. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so glad we're back together.
Always.
I hate when we can't be.
I know. The last time we recorded, we were remote. Because, of course, I was going...
Kathleen gets exposed to COVID once every fucking 5 weeks.
Wait, speaking of, like, sickness and being gross, me and Julie were texting earlier, and she said, I showered for you. Like, kidding. Like, she showered, blah, blah. And it reminded me to shower. Like, I was like, oh my God, I wasn't going to shower before this, but I haven't showered today. And I don't think I had showered since yesterday morning.
Yeah.
So I was, like, really just, like, laying in it.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I do that now that I'm, like, working from home. Like, and, like, Kenny has been off the last 2 weeks because he's, like, transitioning jobs. And, like, he'll be like, dude, like, when was the last time I showered? And I'm like, ew, we're so disgusting. We just sit in our own filth. We don't even know. So then today I was like, when is the last time I washed my hair?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, Saturday. It's Wednesday. I got to get in the shower.
Well, I can tell by the way my scalp starts to hurt because it's like been in a bun for so long.
Yes.
And I'm like,
But the buns look so good when your hair's dirty. They just...
You can't put them down. You can't put greasy hair down. But
it,
the one thing I learned about quarantine was I have to brush my teeth before I eat something, because now that I'm not triggered, like, okay, I'm waking up, I'm getting ready for work, I'm showering, I'm brushing my teeth, I'm blah blah blah, I'm putting my makeup on. Now that that's not, I don't have to shower, I don't have to do anything right away.
Yeah.
If I ate first, like if I went straight downstairs and like had a granola bar, I would forget to brush my teeth.
Yeah.
And then it would be like 2 p.m. and I'd be like, ew, dude, what the fuck? And I kept doing that, and I was like, okay, bitch, wake up and brush your fucking teeth.
Yeah. It's funny you said that. I actually started doing that too, because I had a routine where I would like wake up, start my coffee, drink my coffee before brushing my teeth because like of that like coffee like breath. And then I would brush my teeth. But then, like you said, you like start working if you're working from home, and like the day just gets away from you, and it's 1 o'clock and you're like, I haven't washed my face, brushed my teeth, nothing. I am disgusting.
I have a fear of smells. Like, I don't want to smell bad. I don't want my breath to smell. I'm always chewing gum. And the fact that there's not humans around me takes that fully away. The hygiene is out the door.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
It's bad. But you know what? Like you said, fuck it.
Being a girl, and you know what? That's a great segue.
It is.
Into our fucking episode today.
Girl power. We're talking the bold type, not a specific episode, the whole series. We got great news. Was that released today? Because you sent it to me. That season 5's coming out, which I'm very happy about. So Kathleen sold me on this show. I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot, and ended up being like, dude, I can't stop.
Yeah.
Completely binged it. And then season 4, there's like a big cliffhanger. Like, what the fuck? And I thought the series was over. So I was pissed. Like, I was like, that was the worst ending they could have possibly done. And then you were like, no, COVID, that they haven't been able to film.
It's 100% success rate of all the recommendations I've given it to. Because shout out to Courtney, my TV soulmate. She said it to me, right? And she's like, it's a freeform show. And I was like, bitch, I like, spoiler alert, we're going to do Pretty Little Liars as
We
well.
like freeform. We're not shitting on freeform.
No, we're not. I'm just surprised by the actual quality of this, where I would recommend this to anybody, whereas Pretty Little Liars, I'm like, it's trash.
Yeah.
In the best way possible. This is like actually fucking phenomenal TV.
Yep.
Girl power out the ass.
It is.
It's a great day to be a Bold Type fan.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's just the one thing that I like about it so much is that it touches on like real life situations, points, like, and it's just about these like three best friends who are so lovable. I mean, I have a favorite. It's Sutton.
I was gonna ask you. Okay.
Sutton is my favorite. Jane is my least favorite, which is like I don't know. And I love Kat. Like I've noticed, and like we'll get into all this, but I kind of like want to see if you've ever noticed this from watching. Like I feel like Kat and Jane beef a lot.
Yeah.
But Kat and Sutton don't.
Okay, so we're going to treat this episode as if we're pitching it to you in the beginning, and then you're going to stop and you're going to binge the whole series.
Yes.
And then you can come back. Let's pitch the show.
Okay.
Right. Do you want to do it? You want me to do it?
You're better.
Okay.
I'll give it to you.
So the show is about three best friends, and it's really the best depiction of friendship I've seen on TV, especially girl friendship. It's not that they always show up for each other, and they're fun and confident and vulnerable and all these like, they're perfect girls. And they work at a fashion magazine named Scarlet in the city, in New York City. Like Julie said, it's like almost a lot of the episodes are almost like PSAs.
Yep.
And I'll get into some. I wrote some of them down, some of my favorites, but without being too preachy, where like specifically like the gun episode or something where we texted after and we are like, damn, like I saw both sides. That was really well done.
Yep.
But yeah, so there's three girls, Kat, Sutton, and Jane. And I'm going to do this for the Pretty Little Liars episode too. Who is the lead, do you think, of the show?
So I feel like it's supposed to be Jane.
Yeah, me too.
But they both have like, they all have like a very like powerful story. Like, maybe like powerful is a good word for Kat.
Yes.
Like Kat is like
baby.
very powerful. Like she's all like feminism. And it's great. Like she's just a very like, but they all
three
are
of them,
like, they're very like, they're growing in this industry. They're going through like everyday shit, but they're like thriving in it, which like you love to see. Like that's kind of like happening at my work now, is like our company was just sold and now it's owned by a woman, which like you don't see that much. Like when it was previously owned, it was all men executives. Like, so it's just like very just real, and they're the best. That I just started talking too much and I forget where I was going.
Okay.
I was like, land the plane. I can't stop.
I agree. I think Jane is supposed to be the lead. And so I only had one friend, Courtney, who I knew watched it, but my best friend Callie also watches it, and I didn't know this, so I don't like following the people and the Instagram for the Bold Type until I'm done, because I don't like spoilers, right?
Me too.
I binged it in a week, so it didn't take long.
Yeah.
But when I followed the Bold Type, Cal also followed it, so I was like, bitch, you watch the show, and we were like ripping it, and I told her, so this is my answer for who's my favorite. I always say, I want to be Kat, but I want to be best friends with Sutton. Exactly for the reason you said. I always think like Kat screws up some, Jane screws up. I feel like Sutton never screws up. She never does anything bad. She's perfect. She doesn't ever cringe me out. All three of them do not cringe me out.
Yeah.
But Sutton really handles everything with such pride and dignity and in stride. And I'm like so impressed by her.
Yeah.
But I agree. I think all three of them, they do have powerful stories, all three of them in their own ways.
Yep.
Oh, it's so uplifting. It's perfect. Callie was just telling me, like, for different reasons that, like, she loves Jane and why. And she, like, identifies with Jane. And I was like, okay, well, now I'm obsessed with Jane. Like, you know what I mean? I guess she told me that mid-series because I really started, like, loving Jane. I love when they call her Tiny Jane. It's so cute.
Yeah.
But I love all three of them. Don't get me wrong. I just think that Sutton and Kat are blatantly the fun ones, but Jane's storylines are really the A-plot most of the time, I feel like. Yep. Jane is a writer at Scarlet, Sutton is in the fashion department, and Kat is the director of social media. So they're all powerful in their own way within Scarlet, but a lot of the storylines circle around what Jane is writing about. Yep. Oh, it's so good.
It is good. And it also is one of those shows that, at least for me, like makes me wish that I worked for a magazine company and lived in New York City.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's just like very much that vibe. And even just like having best friends like that. And I think the best part about it is they're so close, but in one of the episodes, I want to say it's probably like season 2 or 3, you find out how they became friends. And that's not that long term of friendship. It's a very like fresh, exactly, fresh friendship. But when you start it, you think these people have been best friends for years.
Yeah, that flashback episode is chef's kiss.
Yeah, it is.
When they drop that, I think it's in you're right, it's season 2 or 3. I think it's in 3. And they show the first day they met and how like fate pretty much brought them together. They're all starting either their first days or beginning of working at Scarlet. And the music, first of all, the music in the whole show is like bopping. They always end every episode on like an uplifting power ballad or like big epic song that makes you go, okay, fine, I gotta watch the next
watch the next one.
But yeah, it's like blatantly old 5 years ago music where you're like, shit, they're nailing this.
It's good. It's good
and
stuff.
I'm glad they did it pretty far into the it would have felt cheap early on to do like a flashback episode of how they met. It felt like it really paid off later in the series when you're just in love with them. But I think that what the show does so well is that I feel like I loved the characters in episode 1. Like after episode 1, I was like, I feel like I've been watching this show for a long time.
Yep.
And even I rewatched the first 4 episodes before this just to refresh my memory because it's been like a month or so since I binged the series. And I was like, a lot happens in these 4 episodes. I can't believe they weren't more spread out. It was like bang, 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 bang. Like Kat and Adina, which is my favorite.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I love those two.
I know. Me too. And you get to like immediately get a taste of Richard Hunter, which is just
sexy.
Oh God.
He signed on for season 5.
Did he? Because when you sent me that thing, I almost messaged you and was like, where is Richard?
I know.
Because he's like, he wasn't one of those little heads.
Yeah. When I first saw the way the Bold Type Instagram told everyone about the renewal is showing a clip of a Zoom call of their table read for episode 1, which is awesome, which means they're already rolling. Like they're going to start taping soon, but they blocked off one of the squares.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, Adina popped up at the end.
Oh, okay. Yes, I did see that. Okay.
Yes. So Adina popped up and I was like,
yeah.
She's my favorite. Her and the Kat storyline is my favorite. So I'm like, I want to be Kat because she's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
So is Sutton. I mean, they're either way, you're not missing out. But Sutton, I want to be her best friend because she is just so dope.
Yeah, Sutton is so cool and she's so sweet. And I feel like what I like so much about Sutton is like, one, she's from PA in the show, which like, woo, shout out to PA.
Yay!
We just love Pennsylvania. Came from the bottom. Like they always show like flashbacks and they make it seem like she's from this like hillbilly like town. Her mom was an alcoholic, whole kind of thing.
Which is Harrisburg.
Yeah, it's not like
they're
that,
treating it like it's freaking bad PA. It's not. It's Harrisburg. It's the fucking capital.
Yeah, it's not like that, but they made it seem like it was like that. And she just completely goes on her own after she graduates and she does her own thing. She went to Penn State, I think.
She did, which is funny because they make a couple, first of all, nods to Penn State, to Harrisburg, whatever it is. But she says in one episode that she commuted to save money from Harrisburg to Penn State
College.
Like, what the fuck? Didn't they map that out? She drove an hour and a half every day to school?
Maybe.
I mean, I drive an hour to work.
If I had my license when I went to Kutztown, I would have commuted.
Yeah. You didn't have your license in college?
I got it freshman year, but freshman spring semester.
I don't know why I'm judging you. I didn't get mine until I turned 18 either, which is May of after our senior year.
Yeah.
We didn't need it.
No, we had friends that drove and we did just fine.
Yeah. We always walked
Me,
everywhere
you, and
anyway.
Stephanie, we were like the last 3 that were just like, fuck driving.
Yeah,
What's
who
that?
needs it? Who needs it?
Now me and Kathleen speed past each other when we're leaving at night. Let's break it down with just like a brief little overview of each person's like kind of storyline, which you covered, but also like their relationships and what we got going on.
Okay, so first we have Jane, who is a writer, and on the first episode in the pilot, she just got a promotion to be a writer. I don't know what she was before, an assistant writer, who's to say. I was truly surprised by Jacqueline. I really thought Jacqueline was going to be a villainous Meryl Streep.
Fantastic.
And she's the best, and I think they did that so well. They added a 4th fucking baller character. Like, I would consider her one of the mains, and she's so dope, and it's Jan from The Office.
I was just going to ask you, is that why you had that mindset? Because that's kind of why I had, like, not because she played Jan, and Jan was just crazy. But
Yeah.
I thought the same thing. Like, they're gonna have a hard time with this boss. Like, she's something with the boss, but she's actually the best.
I think it's just the trope of the boss is a cunt until you like soften.
Ooh.
I know that was a hard scene. Until you soften him or her up, and it's like the classic Devil Wears Prada. Like, they're on a power trip. They're trying to like teach you a lesson. I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? Like, I thought that's what it was going to be. And especially because the first scene they have with Jacqueline is her walking into the big room with all the big bosses. And she like texts Jane being like, I don't really like any of your pitches. And Jane's like all nervous. But she's sweet like sugar. And I love her.
Yeah.
But anyway, I guess we can go through some of my favorite storylines. Jane's mom passed away from cancer, so a big storyline for her is, does she have the BRCA gene? And she goes through a lot of hardships with that throughout the season, and it's really well done. And there's stuff about like egg freezing and different things, and she has my least favorite relationship probably, and she is the prude of the group of the three of them, which is funny because like I love one of the first episodes is about how she's never had an orgasm. Some of the pieces they do, I'm like, fuck yeah. It's a feminist dream.
So I do agree. It's not my favorite in terms of like relationship wise, but I did like her and Ryan. You didn't?
I don't want to spoil people for the end, but I didn't even like him before like the reason why you shouldn't like him.
True.
I hate to say this, but I'm genuinely not attracted to him.
I don't think he's attractive.
No, and
He actually reminds me of someone I used to work with.
And they painted him as a douche face and then tried to make him a sweet boy. And then I'm like, you can't have it both ways. You're either a douche face writer for Pinstripe or you're the sweet boy. Which one are you? And I don't think he earned the switch.
No. Well, so in the beginning, it's between him, who he's the one that gives Jane her first orgasm, which is just, that's just hilarious.
I know.
It's so good. Poor Sutton.
I kind of wish she gave herself her first orgasm.
Yeah, that'd be a little iconic. I don't know though. I mean, if it's your first one, you shouldn't have to do the work.
Really?
I don't know. It's up for discussion. I don't know.
If your brother was in the room, wasn't in the room, I feel like we'd be having a different discussion.
Get out. Get out.
After he's gonna edit the episodes.
But I did love that episode because Sutton in the beginning is Jane's roommate.
Yeah.
She's like home in her bedroom, which is like the living room.
Yeah.
The apartment's so cute. I just love it. And she just like, yep. And just like puts her headphones on and I'm like, God bless her. I would have to leave. Like if me and you were roommates and you could hear me, I would be so... I guess if you're close, like you can bust each other's chop. I don't know.
That's what I like about these girls is like the no shame of it all. I will say there's one episode where Jane gets a UTI.
No, she gets a yeast infection.
Does she get the yeast infection? Okay, she gets a yeast infection and the doctor is like, it's gonna smell maybe. That's what the doctor says. And so Jane gets all these fucking like fragrant products and just starts spraying the shit out of her vagina. I was like, sister, you better stop. Yeah. That is like vagina 101. Don't put anything with a scent down there. Like you're just going to fuck your pH balance up. But the thing is funny is because the whole series, they do so well with being so open with each other and like saying things that are like tough to say and being open and not caring. And Jane like doesn't want to tell them that she got a yeast infection. At the end, they were like, "Oh yeah, we all get yeast infections." And she's like, "Wait, why don't we talk about this?" I'm like, "Yeah, but why don't you?"
Also,
so
is such a true statement. Like, I feel comfortable as an adult to now like text you and be like, dude, I got a fucking yeast infection. But if it was like 6 years ago, like I wouldn't tell a soul. Like I'd be like, oh my God, I'm disgusting. Because you do think like that. And that's like, that's the one thing that's a good episode to bring up because Jane flat out is like, why are we afraid to talk about this? This is so normal. And women are just like, mortified to bring this up, and it's so true. Like you think that you are like the only person it happens to when it happens to you. But yeah, now I'd be like, dude,
I'm an open book now.
Yeah, I know. You gotta be. As you get older, you just don't fucking care. It's like, who do I have to impress? My friends are my friends now. Like I feel like once you get past like high school, college, like, and it's like the people that stuck by you are your friends for life. You can just like assume that they're not going anywhere. So it's like, fuck it. What do I have to hide from you? You won't judge me.
Yeah, I love Jane. I think she's like so sweet and cute, and she's a really good friend. She's just not as fun as the other two, but that doesn't make her any less like. the show is never better than when all three of them are on screen together. Like,
Right.
their chemistry is off the fucking charts.
Yep.
It's perfect.
I think that she just, I don't even want to say the word annoy because that's not it. I think that certain episodes I get frustrated with her the
Yeah.
most, and that's why she's not my favorite. But I totally agree. Like, I don't not like Jane. It's just of the three of them, she's the third favorite for me.
And speaking of that, I think Kat would be the second one where she should be frustrating you, but she's so cool that she's not. Like,
Yeah.
she's so headstrong and does things where you're like, Kat, you're really pushing it probably, but I love her so much that it doesn't bother me. Whereas with Jane, it might actually annoy me a little bit.
Yeah. So let's get, well, that's a good segue into Kat.
Yeah.
So in the very beginning, Kat is strictly only dating men.
Yeah, she self-identifies as straight at that point.
Right. And then she meets Adina.
Woohoo, my girl.
And Adina is lesbian full out. She's had multiple girlfriends, is very comfortable with herself, where in the beginning, Kat is like not really sure. I think this gives a good representation of like what you hear all the time about when people are coming out and they're like looking at the same sex being like, do I like want to make out with like this isn't right. Like, it's like they're like questioning themselves.
Sure.
And that like whole thing with Adina is like perfect, and then Kat's just like fuck it, and they make out, and
Yeah.
you're just like fuck yeah, we are here for this.
Oh yeah. So Adina is an artist. She first shows up. It's the pilot episode. She shows up to try and get Adina to agree to release the article that they wrote, because Adina went back on it. And the minute they showed her, I was like, they're gonna kiss, like before. And then seconds later, she's like, my Twitter bio is proud out Muslim lesbian or something like that. But
Yep.
I fucking love Adina. And
too.
now that she is in season 5, she is endgame Deb.
Yeah, 100%.
I can't wait, because it makes me sad that she's not in the whole time. I loved their relationship, but I really liked Kat's exploration of her sexuality the whole time. She had to have a bunch of different ones to figure out what she really
And
wanted.
she has like hilarious ones. Like it's so funny. Like Adina's kind of like, you need to experience this on your own. Like, I don't want to be the one and only girl that you've ever
Yeah.
been with, which like if you think about that, that's probably the hardest thing she's and they say that in the like she's like,
Yeah.
that was the hardest thing I ever do was like let you go. But like Kat, like she hooks up with an Uber driver. She's just
Yeah.
like, which is horrible. I'm like, Kat, no.
I know.
But then like she's like on, is it Tinder? Is that what she's on?
Probably.
And she like starts dating this like Italian like Jersey Shore girl.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. Yeah.
And like it's just like the people are so different from Adina, but it's just her way of just experimenting and like seeing what she likes.
I love how the Jersey Shore girl, the way they were like kind of making fun of her was the perfume lotion she was wearing. They're like, it was like vanilla something
Yeah.
very like basic you would get at Bath and Body Works.
like we wore in 6th grade.
Yeah, and they were making fun. I was like, that's pretty savage. They're
Yeah.
like really taking a whole like subset of humans and being like, they wear shitty lotion and gaudy
cheap
perfume.
asses, these
Yeah.
lotions and perfumes.
Italians from New Jersey.
Kat is very like strong-willed, powerful woman. She's always fighting for like what she believes in, which is great. Like I could tell you right now, I probably still am such a bitch when it comes to like speaking up. Like I'm trying to get like better at that. Like I wish I was powerful as fuck
Yeah.
to be like, shut the fuck up. This is what I want to do. And Kat gets herself into some shit, but it always works out and it always like benefits what she was trying to fix.
Yeah. I love, there's an episode, her mom is white and her dad is black, or is it the opposite? I think it's that.
I think it's that.
And there's an episode where she goes through just kind of not knowing which to identify with, and then kind of explaining to Sutton and Jane how she's like kind of in the middle, like she doesn't know which one to identify with, and that's a struggle within itself.
Yep.
Like, let alone being white and identifying with quote unquote your privilege or being black. And it is such a good episode. I love it because I've never thought about things like that, where like which do you identify with, and how people are kind of feel like they're neither.
Yeah.
And that's like, oh my god.
I think that was an episode that Jane actually like annoyed me.
Well, that was the point. Jane, I believe it could be the episode where Jane gets passed up for a job because they gave it to somebody of color, and then Jane was complaining that if the only reason she didn't get it was because she wasn't a person of color and they were looking to diversify. And then Kat was like, what the fuck, Jane? Like, your fucking privilege is showing. Like, stop.
and
which is true.
And you're watching and you're just like, ooh.
I think that's the same episode.
I think so.
Fucking Kat's the best. My God.
Kat really is. Like I was saying in the beginning of the episode, it seems like Kat and Jane beef more than Sutton and Kat and Sutton and Jane. But I think it's because Jane is very, I don't want to say she's not open-minded, but like Kat has that powerfulness to be like, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Like she'll call her out. And that seems to be like the trend that it's always like Jane and Kat being like, no, just shut up.
Yeah. Oh my God. I love this show.
I know.
It really makes you for being a freeform show, I was not expecting it to just open my eyes to like so many different topics, and like it's really not preachy at all.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Oh, you know what it is? That I was wrong. What it is the episode where Kat is struggling is because she was being profiled as the youngest social media director, the youngest director in Scarlet history, and Alex, another great character who's in all the seasons, who's also Black, was reading her profile that she wrote up on herself and was like, why don't you put like young Black female? And Kat was like, that shouldn't matter. And Alex is like, yeah, you have to like own that. And that's why. So the Jane thing was a completely different episode about a race episode type thing. But yeah, that's one of my favorites. I really liked that one. Kat's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
She really is.
Let's get into Sutton.
Yeah, the fan fave.
She is the best.
Oh, she's so funny.
She's so funny. She's like another one that's like, she knows what she wants, which is she's really all over the place of what she wants. Like 1 minute she wants to be a designer and the next she wants to be
the person who actually dresses them.
Yeah,
the stylist.
The stylist. Yeah.
Yeah.
But she gets really tight with Oliver, which is her boss. And
I
I love
him.
that relationship.
Yeah.
The whole like him calling her Reds is like the best.
I know.
She's like, you know, my hair's not red, right?
So she opens as an assistant. She's probably the lowest on the totem pole. She's an assistant to Lauren, who is something, probably another director within Scarlet. And I don't think that has I don't know what department that's in.
Oh, you know what? I think in the episode where we hear their story, Jane is an intern and works with Lauren.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's how Sutton becomes.
They open up a spot somehow.
Because she's like, Lauren, don't you think that you could use like an assistant? And then that's like opens that.
Sutton was a temp and it was going to be her last day.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fucking good.
Yeah.
But Sutton is on the lowest totem pole, whatever. And then she gets the fashion internship with Oliver, which is what takes her on her career path. But she's also banging the hottest hot boy in like the tops of the company. He is
so hot.
He's
like
a
on
lawyer.
the board, but
Yeah.
he's a lawyer.
Yeah, Richard is so high, and it's done in a way so they're being secretive about it, but it's not one of those like he's powerful, she's not, he's taking advantage of her at all.
No.
He loves her, and that's what makes her so cool. Like, she has him wrapped around his finger too. It's not her finger too. It's not like a power dynamic thing.
Yeah.
It really is. They like each other, but I think first they're not allowed to be together, so they're hiding it, and then it goes back and forth. Like the policy changes, they can be together, and it goes back and forth. And then she's like not close with her mom because her mom was kind of a piece of shit growing up. Mm-hmm. So one of my favorite episodes is the road trip episode. They go back to find Sutton's birth certificate before they go to Paris, which is another great thing.
Yep.
But that's when Katie Stevens, who plays Jane, sings Torn, and it's fucking awesome.
Yes.
My jaw was on the floor.
I know. Well, so that's the other thing. They're all like really good singers.
Yeah.
We have to talk about when they do karaoke and do Mamma Mia.
Oh, I mean, it's fucking incredible.
So good.
And the way they do it, I think it's in the cold open of the episode, maybe, I don't know, but the way they do it is they make it seem like they always do it. They're always at the karaoke bar. They're like, we should do Mamma Mia again. We haven't done it in a while.
Yeah.
Something like that. And they crush it.
They crush it.
And as two Mamma Mia hoes, we stand. Yeah, we really do.
That song is so powerful. I've been saying the word powerful so much today, but
it's a good one.
It is so good.
Mm-hmm. But Katie Stevens kind of got her start as on American Idol when she was 16. So you can look up those YouTube videos. Yeah, she got pretty far too. And then she was on Faking It on MTV. She's great. But God, so the premise of this is they go on this road trip, but Jane is drunk and then finds a weed pen in the car and then rips that. So she is fucked up. And then they go to this like old time Harrisburg bar. You would think it's in the fucking boonies, whatever. And she gets on stage to sing, and I was like, this is gonna be a disaster.
Yeah, and it's so
she
good.
slays. She absolutely slays. Torn, naked on the floor.
I was like, I kept singing the Alanis Morissette song that we love.
No.
No.
Oh yeah. And I know what those
Yeah, and I'm like, that's not what it is. But in my head, it was
it's
that's
Torn
what.
by Natalie whatever.
I'm already gone.
No, I'm all out of hand. This is how I feel.
I'm cold and I am shamed, lying naked on the floor. That's what she sounded
like. She's much
like.
better than us. I'll tell you that right now. Sutton, I would say, has the most steady relationship the whole time because it's mostly Richard. She does some things, like not to spoil anything, but there's a few others, but that's the most steady. But I like that.
We've spoiled enough for
Yeah, this show is not based on the love stories, and they're very important to the story, but the love story is between these three girls.
Friendship. Yep.
And it is a powerful one.
It is.
No, it's really beautiful friendship, and it takes a lot for me to be jealous of a friendship. I can love a friendship because I've got great fucking friends. I got one of the best sitting right next to me right now. But this one makes me jealous. I'm like, damn, I love these two. I'm jealous of this. Or three. Yeah.
It's something about New York is just so like,
yeah.
Some people love it. Some people hate it. I love New York. It's just so fascinating to me. And when I was younger, I feel like every kid is like, I want to live in New York City. But like, that was really me. I'm like, so when I see shows like this and it's like best friends and they're roommates and it's just, oh, it's so great.
See, it's interesting because this one to me could have been literally anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whereas we did Broad City, like that's New York. They are bopping around Brooklyn. They're bopping around Midtown. There's literally an episode where they go from the tippity top to the tippity bottom of New York. So like it is New York and they're on the streets and there's like people screaming. This is like mostly always at Scarlet or the bar or their apartments. Like there's barely any street. But that reminds me, because I remember when I was watching, there was an episode. First of all, it was freezing when I was watching it. And there was an episode when all three of them were in like summery clothes walking down the street. And I was like, first of all, it's freaking me out that you're not wearing masks. Second of all, it's making me crave just being outside in the summer, like the spring or the fall, when you could just like, oh, it's so beautiful out, and friendship and
that
walking around,
70-degree
day
weather.
drinking.
It's also sickening that this pandemic has fucked us up so bad that we think, why are they not wearing masks? Or like when I watch Schitt's Creek and it's like they're all together and like that, like when they had the Christmas party in the hotel room, I'm like, this can't happen.
Right.
Everyone is too packed together. This cannot happen. And it's just crazy that now we think like that. It's not normal to us to see that.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate that.
If you would have flashed forward, gone to a psychic, right? And you got to look into an 8-ball, say 2019, right? Look into an 8-ball and see our lives and we're all wearing masks, I'd be like panicking. Like now it's a normal thing. And of course it's still scary. The pandemic is scary. But if you would have shown me everyone wearing masks, I'd be like, there is like
a plague.
Yes, like it is a plague. Literally, but it's so funny that like living in it and living through it, it's still scary. But
I don't want to say it feels
weird.
normal because it's not normal. But
no.
I think like I can tell you in March, I went to Giant, and this was before masks were mandatory. So I went to Giant just being like, oh, like I've like heard about this coronavirus thing. Like it was like not like it was not crazy yet. And I walked in and I was like the only person not wearing a mask. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? So then obviously like I kid you not, I was like a week later, the states, like every state governor was like, look, this is very serious. Masks are, mandatory, whatever. And then I would go to Giant and I would have a mask on, gloves. I wore gloves, rubber gloves to Giant. Like I was living in fear, like spread. And it's like crazy to think about like all the shit you touch and you don't even think about it. Like the doorknobs in your house and you're like not washing your hands. Now it's like, ooh, that's fucking gross. Like how many people touch this doorknob?
I know. It's my hygiene has really improved. Yeah. I will say that.
100%.
Probably not as good as it should be still.
Yeah. But we're growing. We're getting there.
I'm a piece of shit, but
that's okay.
Not in like a anti-COVID way, but in like I'm just fucking disgusting. Forgot to shower way. So we talked about who our favorites are. I have a few favorite episodes.
Okay.
So I love the Carry the Weight episode, which is the season 1 finale. It's the sexual assault one.
Yep. Oh, I love that one too.
God, fucking Jacqueline grabbing that. I hate to say what I called it. I'm a TV savant. I'm a savant. I don't even know if that's the word, but I did call it, but it still didn't make it any less impactful.
Yep.
Epic. And I love that they brought that back because that really was a great episode. So the fact that they referenced it later again is like, it's good stuff.
I actually love the way that they bring it back.
Yeah.
Where it's like the same person that did that.
Yeah.
It does a good job of showing how like you think that it's only you, so you don't speak on it, and then it can happen to other people. And that's exactly like what Jacqueline goes through, where it's like, she's like, I thought it was only going to be me that this happened to. And because I didn't speak out until now, it's happened to someone else. Powerful. It's the only word I can use on this episode. Like,
yeah, it's really well done. I really liked that one. That was a great season 1 finale. I loved the episode in season 4 where they do the 3 types of love. I think we had this conversation. So Sutton is going through something, and basically the premise of the episode is following 3 different stories. Sutton's is like the woven thread throughout the whole episode, but it goes to Jane, Kat, and Jacqueline and their love lives, and they do 3 different kinds of love. Like,
yes,
I don't remember, like unrequited, like something. I don't even remember what it is, but it's really well done. And at the end of each one, they get a phone call from Sutton, but each character's in the middle of something really dramatic, and they don't show you if they pick up the phone.
Yep.
And then they flash to the next one and the next one, and then you realize they all pick up the phone because of course they do, because they're perfect angel
friends,
girls.
and they know when their friends need them.
Yeah. Oh, that was a really good one. I just like an unconventional episode where they switch up the style.
Yep.
Other one is the Bachelorette episode, of course.
I knew you were gonna say
choreography
that.
was
it was so
fire.
good. Raven Simone,
Yeah,
just
Raven
like
Simone.
randomly being on the show. Yeah, that
excellent.
episode is so good. They're just so cute. Oh God,
that episode is great because it's Sutton's Bachelorette. Spoiler alert! I'm not gonna spoil you this far. There's something she's not telling them, but she has to, and you're just like waiting for her to tell Jane and Kat, but they're so excited to throw her this bachelorette party, and they take her to learn choreography, and then they were going to compete against other bachelorette parties.
Yes.
I mean, out of control. We're doing that for mine.
Yes, find a place. That is so
Find
good.
a boyfriend first.
Yeah, true.
No, but they don't end up doing the choreography there. They do it somewhere later, which is even more epic.
Oh, it's so good.
I was squealing.
Yeah.
Like, I was actually squealing at my TV. That has happened multiple times at the Bold Type where I will either laugh out loud and be like, because the moments are so funny.
Yeah, they are.
Each episode has a cold open that ends with some like wacky, clumsy thing, or that shows the Bold Type theme. Like, don't. Like, it's kind of like Zoe's where it's like,
Yeah.
and I love it. They only get funnier. In season 1, they had that British chick narrating.
And that's the Bold Type.
And these girls are the Bold Type.
Yep.
Yeah, something like that. I'm glad they got rid of that.
Yeah, they changed it. Yeah. I think that's just a season 1 thing.
Yeah, but the Bachelorette episode's great. I love the Paris stuff because it just reminds me of Lauren Conrad.
Oh, God.
Like,
You're not going to Paris.
Yeah,
Oh, my
fucking
God.
fashion.
The drama.
The road trip episode is really good.
Yeah.
I think those are the ones that stick out to me. I didn't click through all of them, but
This show is good, guys. We're not steering you in the wrong direction. We just spoiled, a good amount of the show, but that's okay. Kathleen did basically say, stop listening at a point, go watch, and then come back. But even so, even with the spoilers, it's still so good. You'll love it, especially if you're big into friendship like we are. Girl power.
Oh, yeah. This one stopped me in my tracks. I wasn't waiting for it. It is such a, bright spot in the shitty times.
Yep.
It's only going to uplift you.
Yep, exactly.
It's really well done. And like we said, so the first 3 seasons are 10 episodes. The 4th randomly is 17 or 18, which is crazy. I don't know why they did that.
Yeah.
Only to be cut short by COVID. So the episode they end on is not a finale of a season. And I think... So the episode ends with a clip of them dancing together. Of course, the friends are always solid.
Yep.
Luckily, season 4 just gave their love lives a flip turn upside down.
Mm-hmm.
But they're always best friends. They don't ever leave you hanging like they don't like each other, because they're always obsessed with each other, which is why I love their show so much. But they do end on them having a dance party. Because I feel like they were scared, like, what if we don't get renewed? We have to. And that episode was not a like happy episode for any of the girls, I don't think. But they end with them having a dance party. And I was like, I feel like they took that clip from somewhere else. Like,
I mean, maybe they did. Because I truly thought that was the series finale. And I immediately texted Kathleen and was like, I am so pissed off that it was the worst ending ever. We have so much left unknown. And Kathleen was like, dude, no. It's COVID. It's not over. So if you get to that, if you binge now, just know that season 5 is coming. So don't give up on it.
Yeah. 6 episodes, final season 5. It's on Hulu.
Oh, it's not going to be on Freeform?
No. Sorry, 1 through 4 are on Hulu for when you binge. Season 5 will be 6 episodes on. That's going to be the fastest 6 weeks of my life.
Yeah.
I can't wait for it. I'm so excited.
Maybe we'll circle back when season 5 comes out, and we'll give you our reaction to the first episode like we did for Zoe, and then just recap season 5.
Yeah. My friend Callie would like have picked an episode of Bold Type. I didn't realize. I was like, why didn't you recommend this to me? She's like, it's been my like dirty little secret, like her guilty pleasure. She didn't think to suggest it to anyone because it was a Freeform show.
We gotta stop undermining Freeform.
I know. And she was like, I should have known. I don't know why I did that. But Cal, you got great taste.
You do.
Girl, you got great taste. You tell me any TV show and I will love it because you love it.
Honestly. You know any good Disney Channel shows?
We do. We know all of them.
No, we need some new ones.
I've been re-binging High School Musical, the series.
Jealous. It consumes our lives.
Right now.
Well, that wraps it up for the Bold Type.
Beautiful show. We love
Watch it. We love it. We think you guys will love it too. And if you don't, then I don't know what to tell you. You're bland.
You fucking bland. Get on Freeform, baby.
Yeah. Subscribe to Freeform. This is not an ad.
Yeah. Support Freeform.
It's on regular cable. You got this. I don't even know what channel it is.
I don't have Freeform at my apartment.
If you have Sling, I have Sling. This is not a promotion, but I have Sling, and it is on Sling. So I don't know. If not, just wait. It'll be on Hulu. Goodbye.
Love you.
This has been My Favorite Episode Of. My Favorite Episode Of is produced by Matt Kelly as part of the Geekscape Network and hosted by Julie and Kathleen. Check out our show notes for all of our socials and email us at myfavoriteepisodepodcast@gmail.com. Rate, review, and subscribe to us on your favorite podcasting apps, and we'll be back next week with another episode of My Favorite Episode Of.
Hey everybody, I'm Chris Fafalius, and I'm the producer of Krista Makes a Podcast and the host of the One Hit Thunder podcast.
And I'm Matt Kelly, host of Horror Movie Night and the producer / the head of content for the Geekscape Podcasting Network.
Between the two of us, we have, believe it or not, 25 years of podcasting experience, and we want to help you start your own podcast.
We know podcasting, and we want to share that knowledge with you.
So whether you're new to podcasting or you want some feedback on your currently active podcast, we want to help.
Or perhaps you're just overwhelmed with all of the editing work. Well, we can help you with that also.
You can contact us at info@weknowpodcasting.com for more information.
We're excited to help your podcasting dreams become a reality.
You're listening to the Geekscape Network. You're listening to the Geekscape Network.